strange, isn't it, when you look at these sort of things that the mainstream media put out, because they put it out with great flourish, great relish. You know, it's all about their marketing, making sure they're seen to be doing the right thing. But as ever, when you chip away, one wonders exactly who's benefiting from what. We've said this on previous videos, haven't we, about charities. You know, you look at the charities themselves and they've all got top paying CEOs, a colossal amount of staff underneath, and then the really hard-working people in, say, the charity shops who are organising all sorts of bring and buy sales, cake stalls. They're the hard workers, and they seemingly are just exploited beyond all extreme. Think Oxfam recently. But now it's taking the turn of a British newspaper, The Guardian, right? Now they've decided to do this, and I wanted to share this with you so you understand exactly how the mainstream media works. They announced yesterday with great flourish that they're going to be donating over 10 years £10 million to the, shall we say, repatriation of slavery links that their original founders had. Did you know? Did you care? You know, this is part of history. I'm sure there are more modern day problems that £10 million could be apportioned to. But this is The Guardian, and they're trying to do the right thing. And it's fascinating when you think about it, because, you know, there they are all the time banging the drum for these particular things, whereas actually their readers care more about the cost of living crisis and, more importantly, real news, not made up fake news, as we've seen so often in the past with the mainstream media. But then you look a little bit further down on the Guardian Media website, and what's interesting here is they say, oh, by the way, you've read X amount of articles this point, or if you could just spare a moment to read this. And essentially it's a begging letter, a begging email for money, and you're allowed or asked, or very kindly if you could, to graciously donate to the running of that said website, the newspaper. Now, let's not forget, they do make a lot of money. They've announced a profit for the very first time in many years. This is all through advertising and digital revenue. So quite what you're paying for is a little bit baffling, as one can imagine. What's also interesting here, though, is if you look at it, they've announced that the £10 million that they're going to be donating over 10 years is, you know, well, coming from The Guardian. Where is it coming from The Guardian, though? Will it be dipped into by these wonderful, generous people who are keeping that website, that newspaper afloat? Is it backers, advertising? You see what I mean? The double standards of charity and flag waving. What it should really say is this: The Guardian will not be using any of the funds donated very kindly from the website, or indeed advertising. It will come from our initial base profits, perhaps from maybe, you know, whatever they've made their money from, whether that be exclusives, some branded content, stuff like that. But it's never very clear. So my sort of feeling is this: unless they're clear and clarity about exactly what they're doing with the money that they're asking you to donate, because that's not clear at all on the website, then I'd be very skeptical about this flag waving £1 million a year for the next 10 years, about basically making them and allegedly their past history feel good, when truly no one actually cares, other than the flag wavers over at The Guardian. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.